Hello, and welcome to Let's Talk Fabulous with yours truly, co-host Barbara J. Beckley. Hey, I mean, if you can't victorious yourself, then something's a problem, right? So I want to celebrate us, everybody, me, each person that's coming on today. I'm so excited because this is a day of celebration. And today, our show is called Conquerors and Warriors Celebration. And I'm telling you, you need to get this out. Yes. This is going to be much needed. It's tissue. Yes, it's tissue. And you'll be doing a lot of this. And you know how some people, you see people like, oh, I'm just, oh. No, you'll be doing like, oh my God, their stories. Oh my God, they're wonderful. Yeah. So just let you know, you need to get more than just one little piece. And then you also need to get this and a piece of paper because there's going to be so much information that's going to be coming out of these wonderful, wonderful panelists. So let's start talking fabulous. Ta-da! Yes. So, how is everybody today before we get into talking? Oh, I hear some music already. Okay. So welcome everybody. And I just have to say that I started crying. Okay, I'm going to give myself up here for 1 second. I did start crying before the show. I was a crybaby. I admit it. Okay. Yes. And people are like, well, what you crying about, Barbara? All these wonderful women. I heard their stories before. I reheard them before. I listened to some of the videos that you're going to be hearing. And it just, I'm getting teary-eyed again. It just really touched me because just to be in the room with women that are so strong, and you're going to see it. That's all I have to say is that you're going to see it. I want you to take those notes. I want you to really dig in and listen to these stories because we need to do this more often. We need to celebrate each other more often. And I thought this would be a wonderful time, especially we're still at the beginning of the year 2024, that this is amazing. So you might see like Conquerors and Warriors take 2, because I might do a second and third because there's so many that, you have to celebrate. So with that said, I want to play a fun video before we even start, because like I said, I did the crying, but it's a celebration. So let me get the tears out for a minute and let's do this one quick video and then we'll get right into our wonderful queens and get a chance to know them. Yeah. So as you can see, this is, like I said, it has to be celebration. So I said to myself, I got to make some things that's kind of pumping up. I like to dance if you know me. So I needed to make sure that was happening and all the other ladies. So as you can see, we have 6 wonderful panelists today. Got a lot that we're going to pack in with a little time. So we're going to get right into it. So what I'm going to do a little bit different, because every person, every conqueror here, every queen, every warrior here has sent me like a little clip, either about their story or give me some tips about being a warrior. And I want to show that first. Then we're going to give them some time to talk about, just to kind of give us some more feedback about that. Because when you're conquering a warrior, you've been through some lows. I'm just going to be honest with you. There have been some low valleys to the point where they probably didn't think about that. They would either get out of it. Because I know I've been through something. I'm like, how did I get out of that? What? Oh my God. But there's reasons why they did. So we're going to start from top to bottom. You get a chance to meet them, play their video, and then again, get this ready because you're going to need it. You see, I almost did it again earlier. So with that, let me give some comments here, some love. Okay, we got Miss Helene on. She's saying hello to everybody. She's saying hello to Jenny. Hey, Jenny. And we got some love from she's talking about the beautiful Felicia. See, she's naming everybody. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, let's see. Faith inspire transformation warriors. Raise your glass. Yeah, I like that. Raise your glass. Okay.
Yes.
So we got people. So everybody that's out there that's watching us right now, you're part of this celebration. You're part of this party. Please help celebrate with us today. So we're gonna start off. It's just so many. So we're gonna start off with Miss Felicia, and I'm gonna play her video, and then she's gonna give us some love on how she is this conqueror and this warrior in life.
I am Felicia Stanley, and I am an overcomer. I've overcome a lack of empowerment. I had no one to pay it for me in or out of my workplace. I had difficulty moving up in my career, even with a college degree. There were barriers in the workplace. I was working for low wages and little or no career advancement. I needed a mentor to help me advance in my career. I needed a girlfriend to support me and to build up my confidence and to hold me up. I needed the strength and personal empowerment. The way I overcame my lack of empowerment is 1, I began to associate and collaborate with other women outside of my workplace. 2, I started attending workshops and women conferences to meet people and see how they were doing it. 3, I learned how to network with the right people who were willing to mentor me regardless of where I was. 4, I began to hang around high achievers and people with similar interests and read books of people that interested me. Now that I have overcome this, I am empowering women and young girls. I started a nonprofit organization where I empower women who need resources, education, support, and someone to lean in with them, and other women to empower and stand with them. There are so many areas of empowerment that I teach women, such as social and cultural, economic, financial, personal, and political. In addition, I have written 2 books on women's empowerment. As a passionate advocate for women's empowerment, I dedicate my life to being a part of transforming the lives of women so they can thrive.
Yeah. Yeah. So wow. I know I got goosebumps too, Carolina. I see her in the thing. So I'm just gonna just go straight to Felicia. I see the tears already. I see it. Queen, we've been knowing each other for now 2 years, I think now. You're an epitome of empowerment because of a lot of things that you went through, and you're just so real. So I just want to you share anything else regarding that because it's important.
Thank you, Queen Barbara. It was so hard going through it. When I was going through it, it was so long. I went through it, I would say, at least 10 years. But once I did get it, I ran with it. And now I'll tell any woman to don't give up. There's always hope. There's always hope for you to heal and be able to move forward. Yes, I went through a lot of not having everything that I needed in my personal and professional life to grow. But what really did it was meeting people outside of my organization that supported me and encouraged me. It was women like you, Barbara, that recognize things in me that others didn't see. It was about me um, reading books like Lean In and Coming and so many other books, and Knowing Your Worth. Once I really realized how much of an inspiration I was and how much I was able to go out and empower other women, that's when everything started changing for me. When I started giving back to other women and taking and mentoring other women. There was a young lady who I met at the workplace while I was going through this lack of empowerment. I started mentoring her. And because I was mentoring her for those 2 years, she was able to graduate from community college. I helped her get into the university. And just a few years later, she is graduating with a bachelor's degree in digital design, all because I stayed on her and she kept coming back and kept coming back. And that's just one story. The next story is I was able to meet a young lady who actually started an organization to help women write books. She helped me get started, and I have been doing the same for other women. Every time I hear somebody who wants to write a book, I'm like, hey, let me sit down and walk you through the steps so that I can help you and you won't have this lack of empowerment. Because once I empower you, you can do it for other people. And this is something that you just don't keep. When somebody empowers you, you've got to share it with someone else because they will be able to reach their potential. And sometimes when you can't be there physically for somebody, the books can do it because you put all your everything into these books so that they will be impactful for other people. And it really, really hits deep down inside when you know how hard it was for you. You want to make it a whole lot easier for the next person. And that's why I love sharing my story, because it takes a village of people to take you from where you are to where you need to be. And
Yes.
because of that, today I have 2 books, and I know just from feedback that these books are changing people's lives. When I look at the statistics of where my books have been impacting people, it has been impacting people not only in this country but other countries as well. So I'm just so blessed to be able to share. There was so much pain that I went through for so long, and I needed somebody to come alongside me, but everybody was doing their own thing and didn't take the time to pour into me. I know how that felt, so I wouldn't want that for no one else.
Yes. Yes. Wow, Felicia. I mean, it's
Amazing.
yeah. First, yeah, we have to do that. Wonderful queen. And I love how you caught your empowerment, and now you empower so many other ladies, and that's what it's all about. It's like after you get out of yours, okay, I have to reach back and help. So we'll be hearing more from you, Felicia. Thank you so much for sharing your story. Powerful. I hope everybody got the tissue. Next, we have Mrs. And to her last name tells it all about her. Is love. I love her so much. We talking. We do messages back and forth, and every time I see her face and hear her voice, I be like, she's just amazing. So let's hear her story. We'll be right back.
Studies have shown that from 0 until 7 years old, we are like sponges. We take in everything that's around us. So many of us have taken in dysfunction, rejection, unwantedness, guilt, shame, and we've recreated it. We tend to recreate the storm that was around us in our early life until we realize one day it's not our storm. And that's when we stand up and we take control of our lives. And that's when we become warriors. And that's when we become conquerors. And that's when we are victorious. And I'm so happy to be talking to you today about all of this.
Yeah, let me get her in the middle here.
Thank you. Thanks, Barb. So, isn't it funny that when you're doing the video, you're just like saying the words, but then when you hear it, it just like grabs you, it's like, oh yeah, that happened. I forgot. I specifically say 0 to 7 in my little introduction because my life started out with challenges. My mother found herself pregnant, and my father just disappeared. He wanted nothing to do with her. So she had a pregnancy of complete despair and depression, and I was put up for adoption. And although my parents were amazing, they did the absolute best they could, there was a lot of abuse in my early life. There was a lot of sexual abuse, psychological abuse. As a result of that, I ate my way up to more than 200 pounds. So here I was, an adolescent that patted herself saying, don't touch me, don't even come near me. And that was my way of keeping people away from me. Then as life went on, I realized that I got the message that love was supposed to hurt. I patted myself because of the pain, but I got the message that relationships and love were supposed to hurt. So of course, I attracted abusive men, and I had a number of years dealing with domestic abuse and violence. And, I can't blame anybody, because one thing that I always knew for sure was that the angels were with me. Even when I was 3 years old and in my bed and petrified, as to what might be coming next or what was going to happen, I always knew that the angels were on each corner of my bed. And as a result of that, I always had a certain strength. And even when things seemed to blow up and, just explode into chaos, there was always that little whisper in the back, hey, we're here. Don't forget, God is here. You've got it. You've got this. And as a result of that, I began to unlearn that love is supposed to hurt. It took a lot of work. I did traditional therapy for many, many years. I did hypnotherapy. I did EMDR. I did all kinds of physical therapies. Of course, I went to Weight Watchers, right? I woke up one day and realized I was 200 pounds. And back then, Weight Watchers had just begun. So I began to work on myself, body, mind, spirit, and soul. And I realized, because I've had a lot of, trial and error, I've realized that it really needs to be a holistic approach to healing yourself, a holistic approach to loving yourself. And that's what I do. I help other women, people navigate the twists and the turns of life and navigate the storms. So thank you. Thank you.
Oh, I love it. I love you, Nory love.
You.
I love how you said the angels. Each and every one of you is an angel. There's angels on earth all the time. There was an angel in my life that got me to a certain point in my life. And I know you are all angels in other people's lives. So I want to just commend you for that, because it's much needed, especially now. I see it more and more. We need to have each other's back. We need to help each other. So thank you, Nory, for telling your story and, getting through that. So people have hope and people know that they're not alone. See, that's the whole thing about these stories that I want people to really understand. See, all these wonderful queens, these conquerors, warriors, they went through some things. You're not alone. So next with that, we have another warrior conqueror that we're going to listen to. And that is Miss Jenny. So let me get her wonderful video up. And this, I'm like, oh my God. This is when I cried too.
Do you play enough? How often do you just put on music and dance? How often do you find yourself, you don't know how you got to that place? You weren't present, were you? I'm Jenny C. Cohen, your outside-in master guide. I want you to use dance as a way to be present in your overbusy life. Come, join me.
Okay. Got to put her right on the screen here. Oh my God.
Yeah. So I've been working really hard to come from a place of healing. And it's really interesting when I look at that video and actually confront the fact that during that time, I wasn't in my body. Most of us, when we're going through trauma, you really can't be present. You would literally go insane, right? Because who would sit there and let people pump poisons in you or radiate your body for 35 sessions? It kind of is surreal, right? So part of my healing was letting go of that trauma responsive freeze. Here's the deal though, folks. I actually, all that dancing you saw in that video, it actually became a form of running away because I just didn't want to sit still and feel the fear and the pain, the anger, the survivor guilt. Yeah. And I will tell you what actually brought me back was when one of my children, I have twins through in vitro fertilization, one of them was in distress. And so this is just a trigger warning for people. She was self-harming, and she told me on Mother's Day, on a weekend we were away. And during that time, I was just in shock. So we went home. I'm an occupational therapist before children. I went into clinical mode. I locked away the knives. I set up therapy for her. And I was like, she'll be fine. 2 weeks later, she found a fish fillet knife, a brand new one that I had missed in a drawer. And that relapse stopped me cold. And I realized I had to be present. Folks, being present is actually really difficult for all of us. How many times a week do you drive somewhere and you don't know how you got there? It's integrally a part of our lives. And part of being present to keep my daughter safe, she's thriving now as a college student, by the way, and an artist. Part of that was being present through play, dancing, being tuned into all 5 senses, and breath work. those were two key things. And then also we do a lot of rewriting of the unconscious beliefs that were keeping us trapped. That's my story.
Ooh.
Wow.
Oh, lady,
Wow.
you see, I had to put you right on camera because I had to get myself together. This is one of the hardest facilities that I'm doing today, because each and every woman, I know them, I know their stories, and I know what they went through. Plus, some of the things they went through, I went through. So I kind of were like sisterhood. So that's what's really so wonderful. That's why I wanted to do this so wonderful for everybody, because you need to hear this. I mean, look at how she did dance I told you, and I said, I have so much fun when I see her videos, and she just doing that little, and you would never know the story that you've seen on page that she went through all that with the chemo and everything, and with the radiation, and she fought through that. So, I mean, Queen, amazing. So we're going to put just a little stop commercial, because we have 3 more conquerors that we have to get to, but just to give, just a little more motivation if you haven't got enough. And I hope you got enough. Already we have a lot, but just a little bit more. We'll be right back. So, basically stay true to you. Do what you have to do, but never quit. I always tell people, sidelines, even if you have to crawl, even you have to tiptoe a little bit. You don't have to just be in the running, but stay in that race in your life. So this is what these women did. So now we're going to go to, let's see who we have down here. We have Char. Okay, let's play Char's video.
Are you ready to play with power tools? Do you even know what power tools you have in your toolbox? We're going to explore that and so much more, because healing from the inside out gives us the ability to lift our hope quotient, our joy quotient, so we can go live our dream life every day of our life. And that is my specialty, to invite you to come along on that ride so you can participate in your own rescue, your own rewriting of that story. My name is Char, and I am your lifestyle wellness warrior. Don't you know that warriorship and tools are not just for the military? They're for everyone, because Wonder Woman is not a fictional character.
Come on, Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman is not a fictional character. Say that.
Come on now. Wonder Woman is not a fictional character. That's right. I had no idea I'd be going after my dear friend Jenny. We have a very parallel story. This is fabulous, and believe much of the same sort of approach. And my background is military. It is medicine. And that's not necessarily where the journey started. I was part of the first decade of women to go to the United States Air Force Academy in Colorado Springs, Colorado. And that is when I really learned that we are far more powerful. We've been given so much more inside here that many times we just need to have a situation that provokes us to dig deep, to work hard, to stand up boldly inside ourselves, to go, you know what? I can. Look at me. I can do this. And I'm grateful for the attitudes and the lessons I got during that time, because I did not know during that season of my life that I would then encounter almost 20 years of a battle with cancer that I chose to approach very differently than the medical school that I went to and how I was trained. And the lessons I got there then served me incredibly well. 3 years and 3.5 months ago, I was clinically dead from a brain tumor that I did not know that I had. That's right. I was asymptomatic. It was benign, gratefully. And again, because of the tools that I learned to put in my toolbox to sharpen so that they were ready to be used, that recovery The instant medical recovery was just 14 days. Our body is an amazing divine creation that when we give her what she needs, she knows exactly what to do. And so you, my friends, I just want to remind you that Wonder Woman is not a fictional character at all. You and me, we are she.
Woo, 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 woo. Okay, I had to go run and get this.
Oh,
If
Lord.
everyone can see it, I had to get this. I have this right next to my laptop.
But she needs pink hair.
I know, she doesn't need pink hair. She got the black hair, but
hair
yeah.
to swoop.
And this is a collection item I found. I said, "Oh, I gotta keep it." Well, so yes, I do have Wonder Woman next to me. Well, first in me for one, like Char said, Queen, and then just having her as a reflection. So yes, everybody here, I'm telling you, think about this. Did you hear her story? Did everybody hear these stories now? Yeah. This is not just something like, oh, I got a little paper cut, and oh my God, okay, it healed. No, this is much, much, much huge, and they still standing here telling you their story and living, their lives and helping so many others. I just want to just put that out there. I need people to think about that. Just think about it. So now we need to go to our next wonderful warrior conqueror. Let's see. I have two more, so let me do eeny, meeny, miny, mo. No, I won't do that. We're gonna go to Miss Ann. Let's hear what she has to say. This wonderful conqueror.
Life can be hard sometimes, making it difficult to focus on the upside. But if you can, it can change your life. In 3 days, it saved and changed mine. An allergic reaction to an antibiotic caused my body to fill with blood clots, and I almost lost my life and my leg. I could have accepted that grim fate, but instead, I turned to prayer, gratitude, and mindset, focusing on the upside. And in 3 days, I received a miracle when my leg and foot came back to life. I then beat the surgeon's grim prognosis, learning to walk again in 6 weeks, healing my wounds in 7 months without surgery, and regaining full feeling at 18 months. And I didn't want to waste a moment of my second chance at life. So during my long recovery, I completed and published my first book. I'm Ann C.K. Nickel, the Story Shepherd. I am an award-winning author, motivational speaker, and life story transformation coach. I guide weary women through transforming their story from, I didn't sign up for this, to, I love my life, by empowering them to overcome adversity, to focus on the upside, and to create epic life story movies that leave a legacy. And you, by focusing on the upside, can do the same. I am a living, walking miracle on a mission to transform 1 million lives, one story at a time.
Wow, 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 wow. I'm seeing a theme here. Transformation. I think that's the word right now. Transformation. Each and every woman here has been transformed into even their better self than what they were before. Oh my God. And even when they were dealing with what we're dealing with, they were being transformed. Because guess what? We all can grow on that with them. So Miss Ann, this lady with the hat, Miss Conqueror, Miss Queen.
Yes, that's me. Yeah, the hat is my signature now.
I love it.
Everywhere I go. But yeah, for me, for my story, I am very, very blessed that I have my faith. I've always been strong in my faith. It's always been a part of my life. And along with that, I started learning about the law of attraction back when I was dealing with an abusive marriage. And that helped me get the courage to get out of that And as I was recovering from that, setting out on my own for the first time in over 20 years, then came this incident with the allergic reaction to the antibiotic. And like I said, I almost died and nearly lost my leg. I survived the surgery only to wake up and have the surgeon tell me that they had performed what they call a double fasciotomy, that he had cut my leg open on both sides to relieve the pressure from compartment syndrome, but that what he didn't work, and they were preparing to amputate. That's what I woke up to. And so I could have accepted that. But instead, thankfully, they gave me 2 days because of what my body had been through. And I spent those 2 days praying, visualizing, and just asking God, thanking him first for my life and asking him for one more miracle. And on that third day, the doctors couldn't explain it. My leg and foot came back to life. There was suddenly a pulse, the color came back. And then the surgeon said to me, after I received the second miracle, and I'm ecstatic and they can't explain it, and I'm, just pointing up going, I know what it was. It was a miracle. He then said to me, well, you get to keep your leg, but you might have been better off with a prosthetic. And I said, what? He said, well, with nerve damage, we don't know if and when you'll ever get your feeling back. You have these 2 wounds that will probably need plastic surgery. They won't heal on their own. And you're probably going to be a gimp the rest of your life.
Ew.
And I was floored. And that was the first time I cried in 3 days, was when he said that to me. But even then, I could have accepted it. And I said, no, God has already given me 2 miracles. He's already proven what prayer and gratitude and positivity can do. I'm not giving up. Yes. And so I proved him wrong. And like I said, I learned how to walk again in 6 weeks with help of physical therapists. I learned how to care for my wounds, became a nurse basically with the help of my mom, who was a former nurse, and healed my wounds in 7 months without surgery. And then at the 12-month mark, when they said, if you don't have your feeling back, hon, you're not going to get it back, I kept working on it. I kept moving. I kept exercising. And I regained full feeling in 18 months. So beating all the odds. And so it was amazing. And so I then published my first book. Then a few months later, published my second book. And that's what I work with women now on, is that if you are still here, no matter what you're going through, you have the opportunity to get through it and to do something with it. It's never too late. You're never too old. You can do this with gratitude and a positive mindset and faith in whatever you have faith in, whether it's God, the universe, a higher power. If you have that faith and you have the belief in yourself, you can do anything. And that's what I focus on. And I've done it. And I'm so blessed to be here.
Yeah.
Ooh. Well, I'm so glad that you're here. Yes. Yeah. Celebrate. That's what I'm talking about. Oh my God, Queen Anne. See, that's why I'm gonna put it out there before we get to Miss Queen Tiffany. That's why I call y'all queens. That's why I call y'all queens. I mean, I don't have to explain it no more. I shouldn't have to explain it. People be like, Barbara, explain why you call women queens. I don't have to. If you don't know by now, then you need to. Well, anyway, I'm gonna put a whole other talk because I feel myself getting upset at them. But anyway, the queens. I love you, queens. Now we're gonna got to get to Tiffany's story before we get to everybody. Look at Tiffany. I see her hands already.
Hi, I'm Tiffany Beckley, and I am an overcomer. One of the things that I have overcome is the death of my firstborn, Moses. He was 16 weeks old. He was the size of the palm of my hand. He was the color of the center of a rose. And to this day, I celebrate and mourn him. And to this day, I am a warrior over those feelings, that time, and for the people who have lived through this similar thing. I am grateful to be in this horrible army, and I wouldn't give it up because I've helped and been helped by so many. We are all in this together, We are all warriors, and I'm grateful to be a warrior of this kind.
Woo. Okay. Queen.
Queen. Queen. Queen, 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 queen. Down the list. We're all overcomers. We've all had our hell day.
Oh, did she freeze or did I freeze?
No. I think she froze.
There she is. Okay, you're back. You froze for a minute, Queen.
We all froze. Anyway. The back.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No, you know what? No, they're not good. We ain't gonna do this today.
Not today. I will live and not die. I will live and not die. In my words, in my relation.
Wow. Not today.
Not today, Satan. You get snow. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful for every moment. And I get to talk about my son, who is this big. And one of my favorite colors, kind of close to this. I get to talk about these books, not just mine, but all of these books that happened once I decided to help people tell their stories, because that's what set me free. I wrote my story just to get it out of me. And I sent it to my girlfriend, and a few days later, she just called back and cried. And at that point, I couldn't, because my older brother had also just passed away. And we were taking care of getting him back into the country and holding the celebration of life for him and getting all the minutia of where his things were. So it was like this big old mountain of stuff on top of this rock that was me mourning and processing my son's passing. But underneath that rock was this fire, this love I had for both of them. And it took me a while to figure it out. The love was I had to find the way to give them freedom within my own heart. Within my own heart. I had to be brave enough to break my own heart. Kind of like resetting. And then I did. And I realized that by telling my story, I actually became a forward mover. And I could help other people move forward. It tends to be women. It tends to be trauma survivors. Every queen here has a seat at the table. And if the devil is so irritated by what's going on that he's trying to mess with the connection, then it must.
Yep. Come on now.
Must be what we need to get out. Keep talking.
That's what I'm saying. Yep.
I am not afraid of bad connections. Because let me tell you, it's clear skies over here. We know what this is. We are not afraid of this. Matter of fact, get out of here. We speak love now. We speak freedom now. We speak joy now.
Yes.
Even if your warrior is a quiet one, she's a present one. And that's why I started Speak Fire Publishing, because I wanted, and I'm still trying to work on where that fire is for every single one of my clients.
Yes.
Sometimes their fire is, I left my husband because he beat me. And I'm taking today. And they're all precious.
We are all needed beasts. Beasts. Yes, because we war, not just for ourselves. We set precedents every day. Wow, Kim, good point. In the tech freezing, there's a moment to absorb. Let's take that moment because we can use everything. Everything's a part of your story.
Yes.
Everything's a part of your story. But you can get off me, so maybe the tech will stop messing up.
Ooh. Barb.
Oh boy. Boy. Yeah. Okay, tech. You. I was like doing this.
Right.
I was fighting. I was like, But oh my God.
Watch it not happen anymore.
Okay, so I wanna because we just have a few more minutes. We still got a little more time. But the thing I really wanted people to deep dive today, the queens, the warriors, the conquerors today, into their story. I know sometimes, we have back and forth questions, but this time I really wanted everybody to just really just take it in, just like how Kimberly said, even with the tech thing, it was stopping because we were able to absorb, able to hear these seasoned warriors that's been out there, and they're showing you that, hey, we had the hits. I think Tiffany said something about, the way you said the hellish valleys or something like that, or the hell valleys that we went through. Yeah, it wasn't so nice at all sometimes. Sometimes you want to scream, holler, and say, oh my God, can you get me out of here? But they made a choice. And that's what I want people to say. I want people to think about that. And with the little time I have, I just want a few of the queens to kind of talk a little bit about that, about the choice. Because we have a lot of people on here listening to us right now that are in different phases of their lives, in different little valleys of their lives, maybe. Some of them, a lot of the stories that you told of your own story, they probably might be going through it or went through it or about to go through it. You never know.
Yeah.
So I want some of the queens just to answer how to make those choices, because sometimes it's not that easy. So if anybody wants to hit on that real quickly,
I would love to, Barb, if I may.
Okay, I'm going to go to Char first and then you, because I see my hand first. Okay.
That's a great question. For me, because I believe I missed some exits along the highway that were divinely provided, I just kept driving. I actually died, and I got to visit the heavenly realms. And it was in that moment for me that I realized I had literally lost all hope in my earthly body. And then I had a choice to make. Was I going to continue to live in that way? Or was I going to choose to participate in my own rescue? And what would that look like? And for me, it was two very, very intense, visceral experiences. One of them was in the hospital, and the other one was laying in my office on the floor, just crying out for help. I later realized I was laying in the shape of the cross. And that happened before the heavenly visit. And so fast forward, that's really where I start with all of my patients and clients, is where is the willingness, or maybe where is the obstacles that is preventing or slowing down the willingness to participate? Because our physical body in all aspects knows what to do when the ingredients are given to it. It's kind of like baking a cake. We wouldn't bake a cake without cake flour. We probably wouldn't get a cake out of the oven if we did that. And so this process is no different. We really truly have to face ourselves. And I believe that's usually the hardest part, is because there's things that we have to learn about ourselves, acknowledge, forgive, to go, okay, now I'm ready to go with that. Let's do it together. And so I always, I really believe that, this life here is not meant to be a silo. We are to do it as a team, which is why I love this panel. And we are far better together. The conquering comes in working together, because when we are feeling weak, Our sister queens and warriors probably aren't, and they'll be there to hold us up.
Literally.
Yes.
Woo!
Woo!
Oh my goodness, I'm just talk about divine intervention, listening to the stories, and the theme that I can't help but see and feel is that every single person here took the pain and used the pain to rewrite the story, right? I think every single person has talked about rewriting the story. So I have to it's been like bubbling up. You've got to tell this, you got to say this. What I would offer to anybody who is in the pit right now, you know, who's going through the pain, sometimes you can't just go, I'm going to walk away from this, you know, like Cher just said, you know, sometimes you don't even know where you're at that moment until you find yourself on the floor. So if you're in the pit and you don't know where to start, the thing that I would love to offer you today is to just take a breath when you can, right? I mean, don't try it when you're in the fetal position crying. You need to wait until that wave passes. And then just play, right? Just decide for the next 10 minutes, I'm going to play like I'm 5 years old. I'm going to play in my imagination, and I'm going to play the wouldn't it be nice game or the what if game. And in that game, you sit there and you go, wouldn't it be nice if I went back to school? Wouldn't it be nice if I lost 100 pounds? Wouldn't it be nice if I started running and dancing? Wouldn't it be nice if suddenly I had a miracle and my leg healed? Wouldn't it be nice, right? Whatever it is that you can think of, wouldn't it be nice is a great way to break the inertia of the pain, like that locks us in. And then if you can get past that and you find yourself opening up energetically a little bit more, then I would invite you to actually write a new script, actually become a screenplay writer, become a book writer, and sit down and rewrite your life. Right from the beginning, the way that you want it to go, right up until today, where you're stepping on stage at your next TED Talk or whatever it is that you want to do. So I hope this helps somebody.
Yes, it will help somebody. Not hope, it will.
It will. Hey,
Okay.
Barbara,
Okay, ladies, real quickly.
Really quickly.
Well, wait a minute. You could probably add it to what I'm about to say. So I have like 3 minutes, okay? And I usually play the 30-second game, which is going to be 30 seconds. 30 seconds. So I'm going to give every person 30 seconds to do any lasting thoughts, okay? If I take you out, don't get upset at me. I just got to get to the next person, okay?
Amen.
So I'm going to start with Tiffany.
Okay. Hold to me, heart. Beat so hard. Break the world. Again. Learning again. Remembering again. Crying to the tune of time and tell yourself.
That's eating up to 30 seconds.
That
Okay.
is exposed and still subtle. Hold to me again. There, heart. Your heart is your heart, and you're allowed to have a heart that beats.
Awesome. Okay, Felicia, 30 seconds.
Don't give up on your dreams, because dreams do come true. Don't stay in your past too long, because you'll never be able to get out and reach that potential. I'll always say that there are things that you can do by yourself, but it's better if you do it with others. So allow other people to empower you as you empower others.
Thank you, Queen. Queen Anne.
Don't be the extra in the movie of your life. Be the star. It's your movie. Remember that you get to make that choice. You are the writer, you are the editor, and you get to make that story. So make it yours.
Oh my God, I got to write that down. Jenny.
I was busy clapping for her. Listen, folks, the reason why you're here is one, you need to keep giving yourself grace. Every day is a restart. Look for community to help you. We're not meant to do this alone. Every one of us, you can find us, get in touch with us so we can be there for you. We love you. Dance to get connected. We're all connected when we dance, even if we're alone, naked after the shower.
How do I follow that? Remember to go over, under, around, and through any obstacle that gets in your way, because you are already highly motivated, truly dedicated, and extremely successful. Yes, Wonder Woman is not a fictional character.
God knew your name before you arrived arrived here. And what if your miracle is right on the other side of that next step that you're about to take?
Oh my God. Okay, people. I can't say, there's nothing else to say. I just want to say thank you, Queens, Warriors, Conquerors, everybody out there that's been listening. I just want everybody to know that you are a conqueror and a warrior. If you still have breath in your body, you are a warrior and you're a conqueror. Just to know that, because you can move forward in anything. Possibilities are endless. So with that, thank you, Queens. Love you, love you. See you next Sunday. Next topic on Let's Talk Fabulous.
Thank you.
I want to say thank you for joining us today and welcome you back next Sunday as we once again are joined by a panel of subject matter experts that will explore and focus in on our fabulous lives. Until next Sunday.